What is up, guys, gals, and Book Nook pals? It's Plug the Bunny with another Book Nook final impression, and we're looking at Fifijoy's Lost City of Atlantis. This is one of two sister kits, the Lost City of Atlantis and Atlantis. I decided to go with this one first because of the big shark. So let's take a look at what we got here. All right, this is our build, and let's light it up. Touch sensor is going to be on the top. Let's look at the outside first. So we got the shark coming right at us. You can actually see that it's got a cool mouth in him. They did a really good job of making a 3D shark. In the back, we got some stuff. You got some architecture, some vertical beads, a lot of colored coral, and flora and fauna in the front with some crumbled ruins and another bubble train going up over there. We got some pieces stuck to the side. This is a there's really nothing on the walls here. It's all standing in the middle. There is a dust cover on this. The little preview. Some cutaway bricks to kind of give it a cool effect, like you're looking through an actual archway. I really like on top. It's a translucent top. The whole top is translucent, which I really love. It's this swarm of sharks. On the outside, we have the the ongoing perspective of just really seeing the whole city, ruins from afar. On the other side, more ruins from the other side, and on the back, you get more. This cool little octopus coin is the battery box cover. Twist it, and it opens up. All right, so let's take a look. Touch sensor is going to be right here, this little symbol right in the corner. And what I really liked about this one is there's a lot of color in here. Let's pull back one. Hopefully you don't see too much of my messy desk. There you go. Oh, look. Mexican Coke. Love it. I really like the lots of inherent different colors in here. So you have the yellow up top. You have the white in the front. You have the green light. And you have the two blues. So that was really cool. Lots of vibrant, bright colors. I like the way they did a lot of intricate cutout work on the scroll work on the pieces. They really give a cool opportunity for that light to shine through. There's the shark. Again, I really like how they accomplished that 3D effect. Originally, I was going to 3D print the shark, but they really did a cool job of making it. I ended up leaving it the way it is. This is a little mouth right there. I also like the way they did the bubbles with these beaded strings. It was a little fiddly getting them put in, like the anchors on the top and the bottom. But once they were in to stay. You can see the green gem right there. That is a plastic piece. That is a 3D piece. Let's see if we can see it. It's kind of hard to see. But that was really cool. So, love the vibrant colors. I love the scale. I love how they are able to use depth of field to really create scale. Like that back tower looks really far in the distance comparatively to the foreground here. So I think they did a really good job. In fact, this is like at an angle leaning forward in the front, which again leads to that. Very easy to build, though I did think this needed some CA glue in addition to the regular crafting glue, because there's a lot of vertical pieces sticking straight up in one slot, and I think they benefit from having some CA glue to really hold it in place. That said, once it's built, it's very sturdy, even with those floating beads, which are supposed to be air bubbles, which I really like that effect. I think that's really cool. There's also, I don't know if you can see it, but in the back, in the center right there, is a little school of fish that are swimming around in a circle. So, awesome parts of this. Relatively easy construction, vibrant colors, very sturdy, very good construction, good use of perspective, and good use of 3D construction technique for the shark. Opportunities. So there's no light in this top left corner. If I was doing, because of the way the lights are run, again, there's nothing on the sides here. The only thing that's stuck to the side is the manta ray, the shark, and then one tiny column in the back on this side. Because of that, the wires actually run across the ground and up into the pieces. Makes it hard to run a light here. I would have tried to figure something out. Maybe run it along the bottom here, up the side, to put it on this side, because that shark is underlit, not lit from above, which would make more sense just considering the scene. The other thing is, I did my best to paint the edges on this. It might be hard for you guys to see, but the edges, you can see that pink right up there and the green behind it. I did use acrylic paint markers, and I did paint the edges for this whole kit. I used alcohol markers as well for the stonework, but for the flora and fauna, I did go with colored acrylic. So my biggest complaint about this kit is all these little fiddly coral bits. It's nigh impossible to get your paint marker in all those cracks and crevices. So coverage is not the best. And especially, I'm regretting having done that for these plants all the way in the back. The pinks and the greens, like getting the green in between all those little things. Not my favorite. Also, they were a little fragile. I may or may not, but definitely did have to glue a couple fronds back on from some of these coral plants. So, this is the Lost City of Atlantis. Definitely a fun kit. I can't wait to build its sister and put them together. So I will leave you with this. Let's take a look at what this kit looks like lit up. Oh. All right. Well, there you go, guys. The Lost City of Atlantis. A treasure for any collection. This is Plug the Bunny saying until next time, good looking, good nook.